Hi, Kim.
Hi, Chris. How are you? Nice meeting you again. Welcome back to the garden.
Yeah, look, thank you. I'm really honoured that you've invited me here. Do you know, I've been to gardens all over the world, and this garden here is the most exciting, most interesting, and most beautiful garden I've ever been invited into. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming today, Chris and Theo. Thank you very much. And hope you enjoyed the garden. It's a piece of art, the hidden gems in Kilo East of Melbourne.
Now, this garden looks like it's ancient, but it's not very old.
No, would you believe this garden was established about 3 years ago, not even 3 years ago.
And it was just a pile of dirt out here.
Just a piece of land. When I first bought this property, it's all weeds and grass, not a single tree on this gardens at all. So
you've got this amazing waterfalls and beautiful trees. Tell me how it all happened.
No, this was designed and was built by Nature Builds, which is professional pond creators, which is from Australian outback of Sunbury. His name is Daniel. We escalate all the soils. We start from the back and work our ways down. Where we're sitting at the moment is a big filters, which is 2 pumps, pump the water right up to the back of the gardens and run it down again, which is cycle. So the waterfalls just run 24 hours, 7.
Right, wow. And it's beautiful. Having multiple waterfalls is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, this takes a lot of work because it took a team of 5, full-time, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, from 7 to 3:30. All the soils come out, the rocks is coming back in. The only place we had, it was a small, narrow driveway. Taking the soils out, bringing the rocks back in, right through the side of the driveway out into the front.
Yeah. Wow, what an enormous job. How did they do it? Did they start with the rocks at the base and come up, or did they work down?
No, they work from the back downwards in a portion or little areas at a time.
Right.
So we excavate the soils in one back of the corner, face the rocks here, and then stack it with the bobcats or crane. Yeah.
Right, wow.
So it took a lot of time, and all of these rocks are very heavy. I think they're about 15,000 cubic of rocks. Yeah.
Wow. Now the trees look fabulous, old trees. You've been collecting these trees for a while, I imagine.
Yes, I've collected all of these trees and over the years and put it in my man cave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So it was meant to be. So when I bought this property, so we designed the landscape. Looks like it's been here for ancients, right? So all the trees has been bought from someone's garden and we pull it out, right? And we nurture in a man cave in a pot, and then we'll brought it here.
Probably the most amazing story is the story of this amazing blue cedar over here. That's just incredible, that tree. Tell me the story of that tree.
Yes, this is called a whipping cedars. It's over 70 years old. So I was on a business trip down to Mount Martha one day, and I drove past one of the houses, and I saw this whipping cedars leaping across the lawn, someone's in front's lawn. So it's only about 1 meter off the ground. So all the branches was leaping cover the lawn. So I knocked on the door, which is about a week before my birthday when I turned 48. So I knocked on the door, and it's a featured trees on the street. So the owner said it's planted by her grandfather. And I offered to buy. I said, it's my birthday. And anyway, she says it's not for sale. Right, so I left my mobile number. I said, if you consider to sell it, then please give me a call. So about 3 or 4 days, she rang me. She said, if it's your birthday, then why don't you take your license and text me? So I did that, and she said, look, how much you want to pay for it? I said, 5,000. She said, oh, that's a bit too much. So anyway, long story short, I've got 2 special guys camped down to Mount Martha. We dig it up, we crane it to my man cave. We nurture it there for about 5 years. So when I bought this property, so again, we have to move it here, so we crane, but not a single branch has been broken or breaks at all. So we pull it out from the ground with our 2 meter cubic of soils all around it, back to the man cave, make a bigger pot, positions it in a pot, and then crane it down to Surrey Drive. Yeah,
wow.
As it is right now.
Wow, it's really fabulous.
No, it's It's something that you use your money, buy someone's time. But in my life, like I told my son, my kids, or my children, that it's almost impossible to plant something like that over the years, because you'll be gone by then.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So all of this tree, as you can see, has been collected over the years by buying from someone's gardens, over the years. Even the bougainvilleas, the golden cedars, the straight up. So over the years, it's been bought. Any small bonsai was nurtured, was planted over the years, but other than the big trees, was bought from someone's gardens, yes.
Wow, that's amazing. And there's so many really old and beautiful trees here, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct. Some of them is over 100 years old. If you look at the bougainvilleas there, we pulled it out from Frankston. So it was massive. It took us about a month to clear it. So it took about almost 10 people to lift it up. So the trunk is about 50 cm. So it's over 100 years there.
If you would add up the ages of all the trees here, you've got several thousand years of trees, haven't you?
Easy. That's correct. Easy. Yes.
How many thousand years of trees do you think you've got here?
I think we're probably close to about up 2,000 if I'm going to add it all up. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So if you see the trees behind us there, I bought it when I was 50, when I turned 50, right? Again, it's just a week before my birthday. So it's out in Footscray, and they planted after the house was built.
Right.
So the house was 60 or 70 years old, so they demolished it. So we came with two experts, we dig it up. We thought it's gonna die, but there's barely any roots there, right? So we brought it back to the man cave and then shipped it here, right? So after the property was built, yes.
I remember one evening I came here and you'd bought a pine from me. We'd delivered it in the morning. And what really impressed me is you run a big engineering business, and I came here in the evening to deliver something for you, and you can spend the day running your business and trimming a pine tree.
This is something I hobby, right? I find meditation, working with bonsais or trees, so it relax and it release the stress. On a big day, it's a lot of work, right? Yeah. So when I feel a bit of stress or a bit of got too much on, so I would spend about 2 or 3 hours on a tree. So you can cut them, you prune them, but pruning and cutting a tree or shaping up, it takes time. It doesn't take overnight, okay? So you gotta cut and prune out one section or one portion of it, and you leave it there, take a rest, and then come back, because you can change the shape of the trees how you want it to be.
Yeah, and I remember that particular tree was a bit of a rubbishy old second. You saw the potential in it and then you've shaped it.
I like, everyone said one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So thank you very much for inviting me to have another look at your garden and seeing how it's progressing. It's really wonderful. It's a great escape for me from the nursery.
No, thank you for coming, Chris, from Hello Theo, the young gentleman from France. Thank you. And please enjoy the garden, because I built this garden over the years mainly just for private, for my families only.
Right.
Okay? Yeah. So again, thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thank you, and I'm really honoured to be welcome here.